In case you're curious, let me explain what's happening here. If you take a piece of wood and you carve away some of the middle, it starts to ring more than a solid block. Like, for example, here's a solid block. Here's a solid block with some cut away. And it's strange and almost counterintuitive, but the less you cut away, the higher pitched it is. So here's one that doesn't have quite as much cut from the center. Now I'll show you, I'll take this one here. You can hear this sort of high pitch. I'm just going to take away a little bit of wood real quick and then hit it again so you can hear the difference. Do you remember the pitch it was? It was around there. Here's a step lower now. So just that little bit of wood being removed brought the whole thing down a step. Right now I'm roughing them all out to get them just basically shaped in, and then I'm going to very carefully tune them by removing the right amount of wood from each one to make it sound the way I want it to sound. I have these roughly tuned, so this is, but I just have them tuned to go down in pitch, but they're not anywhere near close, because what I want to do is sort of get a basic parameter of where they want to be. Now that I have that, I can decide how low I want to make this one and bring it all down, and if I need to make them higher, I could cut them shorter. So this is a G sharp, so I'm trying to figure out if I were to make this G, I think that it would work. B, so then I'd have my octave C to C with a B, a couple notes above it. So it'd be B, C, D, E, F, G, A, B, C, D, E, F, G. I think that would work pretty good. A little high, I need to take more than that. There we go. This is the part of the video where I would normally offer you some sort of coupon code that you could go use at arbortechtools.com to save a few bucks on your next purchase. But right now, everything is on sale over at arbortechtools.com because they are celebrating Power Carving Month. So instead, I'm going to suggest you go take advantage of this sale that they have and get into the power carving game, because it's like super ton of fun. I love doing it. But what I can give you is at least a free t-shirt. So if you use this code, SwayM for medium, SwayL for large, you get it. You'll get a shirt with your order. Thank you very much, Arbortech, and go check it out. I know some of you are thinking, the engine's gonna get too hot, it's gonna overheat, there's not enough airflow. First off, no, it's gonna be fine. And second, if it does, I just remove a key. When I first dreamt up this guitar truck idea, one of the first ideas I had was to make this grill into a marimba. And I want to thank Arbortech for being so patient with me. Obviously, I couldn't just jump right in and do that. I had all these other things that were more important to do first, but I finally got to it, and I'm super pleased with it. Of course, it's not a great marimba, and we're going to talk about why in a minute, but it came out as good as I expected, and I think I can still get it to be a little bit better for some of the sort of nerdy stuff we're going to talk about in a minute. But as you can see, I used some basic woodworking tools to do that in this Arbortech turbo plane on this very antique $30 angle grinder to do most of the work, and then I used a sander to just sort of help me shape it and sand it out and pitch it to right where I wanted it. Yeah, I love angle grinders, and I love this tool because it can be used for so many different ways, and it's a lot of fun to just sort of hog out and make some big wood chips while you're at it. But I want to talk real quick about making the keys. You can see that they're very basic shape, and there's all sorts of math that goes into it. I'll include some resources in the description below if you want to pursue this yourself, of some people's measurements from other instruments that they've made. It's a good place to start, but you're always going to end up with every block of wood having to take some more wood away, or shortening it or lengthening it to get it to sound to the right pitch. But you also have to keep in mind the size so it looks appropriate as it's going up and down the scale. It's all about having this nice thin section of wood that's able to ring and resonate. So you'll hear it, if I hit it here, you can hear the pitch, but it doesn't ring a lot because it's touching my skin. If you have it super like loosely suspended, making very little contact with other things, hear that ring? And you can do the same thing with just a regular block of wood. It just doesn't ring as good because it's too thick. You're not going to hear it. So since I'm making a marimba that is defying gravity, I have to have those cables pretty tight to hold them in there. So there's a lot of tension and touching on them that prohibits them from ringing freely and being as loud and resonant as possible. So that's why it doesn't sound like a very good marimba. And it would be very difficult to make a good marimba vertically, never mind in front of a Chevy 350, because the other part of a marimba is these tubes that go underneath each cylinder, and they're all specifically diametered and length, have a specific length to maximize that wood vibration, that ringing sound, and bring it through the tube and amplify it. And that's like really what makes a marimba sound beautiful. They're not just banging on blocks of wood. So this is like not even half a marimba, defying gravity and logic, and it works. That's the fun thing about it. So thank you very much for watching. I hope you're inspired to go out and try something stupid of your own. And maybe power carve while you're at it. All right, be good.